going back, here we are at developing websites. Today I'm really going to be looking at some key things around how we develop websites, and I'm going to start with a clarification between some terminology. Your understanding of word processing software versus web authoring software. Both of these terminologies exist in our syllabus under the web and software stream, so we need to know about them. We also need to know that you can use both of them to create websites, although in some cases one is better than the other. Here you'll see we're still looking at that demonstration of knowledge of the features and functions of commercial software, and we're also looking at the key heading of website authoring. We're at the third step in our production process. We've done our sketches, our layouts, our annotations, we've got our style guide sorted. We're now ready to start building some basic structures of a website. First and foremost, word processing software. If I said to you the word Microsoft Word or the word Google Docs, you're thinking word processing software. These software applications were designed for the creation of text-based documents. Over time, they've included features such as including charts and including images and hyperlinks, but they were originally intended for text. The software focuses on text. It focuses on the formatting of text. Sometimes it doesn't even allow text formatting. They usually do not include web development tools, and if they do, they usually don't have any advanced web development tools. Additionally, when you're using them to create a website, you are looking at text-based code. You are not looking at a visual drag and drop WYSIWYG style site. Microsoft Word and TextEdit are examples of these text-based softwares. And then Notepad++ is a bit of a hybrid. This is text-based software, but it was specifically designed for the development of websites written in HTML code. So it has a few extra advanced features, such as numbering the lines, highlighting your syntax to make it easier to read your code. It's better than using TextEdit, but it still doesn't support things like live previews or your uploading processes to get your website live. In many senses, these are very suitable applications, but in a commercial setting, it's unlikely you would be using them for the creation of a site for a real client. For this assessment task, we will be creating one of our web pages in TextEdit, because you are going to be hopefully receiving and achieving the competency of authoring a website using text-based programming languages. You need to write a HTML document and a CSS styling document in text-based word processing software. The next software we're going to look at is web authoring software. Web authoring software was specifically designed to develop and to publish websites. Sometimes these are standalone apps installed on your computer. Sometimes they are online applications. Examples like that might include WordPress or Wix. Examples of software installed on your computer might be Dreamweaver from Adobe. These software types include live preview features, FTP publishing integration, code snippeting, error checking, code validation. They usually have some pre-built code that you can drag and drop in. They help you organize your website's files, e.g. the directory, and they usually have a user-friendly GUI, graphical user interface, GUI GUI. This software is usually accessible to low-skilled developers, but also has the option for power users who would like to work in an advanced format in the code. So there are two software types, web authoring and word processing softwares. Next, we're going to look at a bit of a structural understanding of how a HTML page works, because that's really where we are up to. If you imagine that the purple part here is your web page, so you've got Google Chrome open, everything that's underneath your toolbar is in the purple. It's everything that's visible on your web page. Inside of your web page's code, it's broken up into two main sections: the declaration and the container. In the declaration, this is a very simple statement where you are telling Google Chrome or whichever browser you're using which language this document is written in. Now for us, we declare that the document's type is HTML. So we do a doc type declaration, a DTD, to say, hey Chrome, we're using HTML. Then after that, we start our container. And this is where we actually write in HTML code and begin writing code in for our website. In that HTML code, the green section, it is then split into two parts: the visible code and the invisible code, what I will call metadata and what I will call content. Metadata is information that your website needs in order to run, but the user doesn't see that displayed on their screen. It's where you put information like, this is where you're going to find my style guide. Information like, this is where you'll find all my JavaScript coding. This is the title of my website. Real basic bits of information that your website needs in order to run, but that your user typically doesn't work with. That's all included in the head of your document. Then we have our body. Our body is where we put our content. This is where we put our text, our heading, our images, our tables, our background images, all of those sorts of features that are going to be visible to the people using our website would be placed into the body. Really basic structure. I'd like you to make sure you've got some real clear notes about this, but you have a doc type declaration and a container, and inside your container is the head and the body. Once you've got that understood, you're ready to move on and we can start building our very basic website. If you need more help, you can see I've got a little link there that'll take you to the W3C, the World Wide Web Consortium, and they've got some really helpful guides to understand how HTML works and how to use the code provided. So let's get started. We're going to create a folder to begin. Your folder is going to be stored on your computer locally. It needs to be somewhere where you can find it. Wherever you put it right now, we are never going to move it again until the end of this assessment task and you have been made competent. So if you want it on your desktop, it is going to be there for 6 months or so. When you name it, it's going to follow the naming convention prescribed. You put your name in capitals, _website. Your folder's going to be built into a bit of a directory over time. So it's going to have 2 folders inside of it. You need to create another folder called images. You need to also create a folder called extras. And then over time, we'll be adding in each of the HTML, XHTML, and CSS documents. Imagine that this folder is our entire website, and when we're finished, we're going to get this folder and put it onto the internet so people can access it on a web server. When you've got that done, you're ready to move on to our next video to start your HTML tutorials. Good luck, and I look forward to seeing you on the other side.